The Missouri Tigers are right in the middle of their game against Texas. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jim Reek.
And I'm Christy Lewis. Thanks for joining us this evening. A win will send the Tigers to the Big 12 championship game tomorrow. KOMU8's Chris Gervino is live in Kansas City to cover the game. Chris, how's it going?
Well, here in Kansas City, the Missouri Tigers are looking good again tonight. They lead Texas 39-29. 2 minutes to go in the first half at the Sprint Center in a Big 12 semifinal game. Flip Pressey, a Dallas, Texas native, has had an outstanding game. 4 3-pointers. He has 18 points in the first half alone, just 4 shy of his career high. Kim English, the senior, also in double figures for the Tigers as Missouri is looking to advance to the Big 12 tournament title game in the Tigers' final season of Big 12 basketball before moving to the SEC. The winner tonight will play Baylor tomorrow at 5 o'clock for the Big 12 championship. Baylor eliminated number 1 seed Kansas here earlier tonight at the Sprint Center. So that's the story right now. We'll have much more coming up later on in sports, live from the Sprint Center in Kansas City. Chris Gervino reporting.
Chris, thank you very much.
Now, from the Ford Sports Desk, KOMU8 Sports with Chris Gervino.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sprint Center, where tonight the Missouri Tigers are hoping to advance to the Big 12 Tournament Championship game. The Tigers currently lead Texas in the second half by a score of 43-39. They led by 7 points at halftime. Texas has closed the gap to 4. It is a game in which Kim English did not miss a shot in the first half. 6 of 6 from the field for 14 points. Phil Pressey had 4 3-pointers on his way to a first half total of 18. Mizzou led by 7 at the break and currently owns a 4-point lead at 43-39. If the Tigers can win tonight over Texas and beat the Horns for the 3rd time this season, they would advance to the Big 12 championship game tomorrow and take on the Baylor Bears. Baylor tonight upset the number 1 seed and regular season conference champion Kansas. Baylor won that game by a score of 81-72, and the Bears had 6 players in double figures. So Baylor advances to the title game of the tournament. Mizzou beat Baylor back in 2009 for the tournament title championship, and they very well may get a chance to repeat history tomorrow if they can get past Texas first here tonight at the Sprint Center, as it's early in the second half of the Tigers with that 4-point lead. Now, folks, we've got a lot of other things going on. Let's talk about a busy day in Columbia with Mizzou spring sports teams. First of all, the Tiger baseball team today at home against the Charlotte 49ers as Mizzou continues its lengthy homestand. Mizzou and Charlotte today at Taylor Stadium, and the Tigers got some help from the 49ers and their defense, or lack thereof. An error here allows a couple of Tiger runs to score. Mizzou had a 3-1 lead over the Charlotte 49ers, and then the Tiger defense does its job. Charlotte gets a hit to the outfield, but Ben Turner, Missouri's catcher, does a terrific job of blocking the plate. The Tigers throw out a runner at home, and Missouri goes on its way to a big victory over Charlotte by a score of 10-4. The teams will play a doubleheader tomorrow at Taylor Stadium. Meanwhile, the Missouri softball team also in action today. The Tigers softball team played 2 games. It beat Alcorn State handily, 14-1 in a run rule game shortened to just 5 innings. Ashley Fleming's fly ball is mishandled there by the outfielder, allowing 2 runs to score. Fleming came all the way around on an errant throw, and the Tigers were in business thanks to some help from the Alcorn State defense. And later, Nicole Hudson from Webb City, Missouri, clobbered a home run, and the Mizzou softball team wins 14-1 in 5 innings over Alcorn State. The Tigers then went on to beat Boise State in the afternoon by a score of 8-0. That game also shortened to 5 innings by the run rule. So the Missouri softball team wins a pair of games today over Alcorn State and Boise State, and they improve their record to 12-3 on the young season. Also an update from the NFL, big trade. The St. Louis Rams dealt the number 2 overall pick of the draft coming up in April to the Washington Redskins for 3 first-round picks and a second-round pick as well. So the Rams, set with Sam Bradford at quarterback, trade away the number 2 pick overall to the Redskins, who are expected to draft Baylor quarterback Robert Griffin with that pick. But the Rams in return get 3 first-rounders and a second-rounder as well. So a lot going on. But here in Kansas City at the Sprint Center, the Missouri Tigers with a slim lead in the second half, 43-39 over Texas. The Tigers trying to win this semifinal game and advance to the championship game of the tournament tomorrow against Baylor. That would be at 5 o'clock. And there's been a delay in the game. Jacobin Brown, the Texas guard, the leading scorer in the Big 12, suffered an injury here. He's averaging 20 points a game, so that's a big blow to Texas as the Horns try to come back in the second half here at the Sprint Center. But that is Sports Live from Kansas City. Chris Gervino reporting.